Bagels is joining us here, and Bagels is here to talk about the rich heritage of Signworks, right?
Yeah, the heritage of Signworks and the history with Sugarloaf.
And I called you Bagels,
Signworks.
but really your name is
My real name is Michelle.
Yeah, and some people don't know that. Michelle.
That's okay.
Michelle Carey.
Yes.
Yeah, that's right, right. But we call you Bagels. That's all right, right?
That's totally fine.
Yeah.
I think I respond quicker to bagels. Although recently I've been responding to Aunt Mimi from my nephew Henry, who's out there watching somewhere.
Aunt Mimi.
Yeah.
I bet you're a
Hi,
great
Henry.
Well, tell us about Signworks. Now, you brought in a timetable that was pretty cool. I know some people keep track of how tall their kids are getting, but tell us what that is.
This is the timeline that Mr. Mike Monahan, the patriarch of Signworks, wrote along the top border of his kitchen wall in his home in Farmington. When he passed away a couple years ago, his son Sam, who's now the boss at Signworks, and an incredible one at that, I must say. He made sure to take a picture. That's a great picture. He made sure to take a picture of the timeline that was up there, because Mike, he didn't skip a beat, and it's pretty interesting to see, you know, the flow of the history of Mike and where the changes occurred and the milestones.
Right. Let's dig into that a little bit, shall we?
Right.
Because there's a lot of rich history there. Let's start with the beginning. What is 1971?
1971, Mike graduated with a degree in nuclear engineering. So naturally, he would become a sign maker.
Well, who wouldn't, right?
Right. I think the first sign that he did was as a kid, like 10 or 11 or 12, somewhere in there, for a summer camp that was, I believe, the summer camp here in Maine, in Belgrade Pine Island camps. I believe. I could be getting this wrong.
Right.
But that's what introduced him to Maine. And then as soon as he graduated with that degree in nuclear engineering, he moved to Carrabassett Valley, Maine, and managed a ski dorm for 3 years. Because what else?
Yeah,
what else would you do?
You got to use that education.
Yeah. Well, Mike brought a lot of insight to the community and a lot of culture and different perspective. And he definitely brought a lot of talent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you've got some examples of some of the work throughout the years, and people will certainly recognize it.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, just driving up Route 27 alone is kind of like a Mike Monahan gallery from the ages. I don't know what happened to that poster, but you'll recognize, oh, I put it on my bag. You'll recognize this one for sure. This is Mike's hand lettering from the Bag and Kettle. I guess he did this in 1990. Just all straight from his hand. And, you know, he was really close with everybody at the Bag and in the village. So
it's
this
so
is
fun
pretty
for people
sentimental.
From away. Look at that.
Isn't that great?
Guy?
Who's that guy?
Who's that
this
guy?
is Uncle Al.
Yeah.
Ah, man.
Iconic.
Iconic, legendary, both of them. Both of them.
Now, part of the rich heritage is this logo too. I don't know if we can see this, but this is what? The blimp.
The blimp, the blimp.
And Mike is the one that originally designed the blimp?
No, actually it was Mike's business partner, Howard Smith, in which at one point after the ski dorm years, Mike and Howard bought into the Irregular, which if you're from this area or have a home around here, you know the Irregular as our local newspaper.
Sure.
And so all those quirky and fun who's its and what's its that you'd find in there,
love.
you know, a lot of that started with Mike and Howard. Howard did the original sketch. It's amazing. We have it down at Signworks, and if you want to stop in and see it, you're welcome to anytime.
That was way back when it was 108, not 107.5. This happens to be one that I happened to work there, so I had I wore this proudly.
Excellent,
Yep.
excellent.
So that's part of the heritage and part of the timeline as well?
Yeah, and then so after the Irregular, unfortunately, I believe Howard got into a bad car accident, and so when Mike was trying to find where he was going to go next, he started working for Mountaintops, which was another old Sugarloaf business up
Yep.
here, creating T-shirts and screen printed posters and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
He did that for a few years. Did the restaurant dining guide, the Maine dining guide.
I remember that.
Yeah, for mostly coastal Maine, but he made a lot of really great connections, and I think it added to the history of the hospitality industry at Sugarloaf too,
Right.
because there were lots of connections between Booth Bay, the other end of 27,
Where there's a Mountaintops.
and Sugarloaf, exactly.
Yeah, right. Stay with us, Bagel. We're going to take